Insert disc 2.
Aaron, I want to talk to you about this book right here.
That book?
This is the game console, okay? This is a book that I ordered because I saw a video by Metal Jesus Rocks.
I've seen some of his
one of my favorite YouTube people. And this book is freaking amazing. Now, I know you're a big hardware guy. You're not content to stand idly by and play your games solely through emulation, right? You like having the real deal, the real system.
I do have a little bit of both.
Okay.
I like to have a little bit of both.
Now, I'll tell you why I like hardware. Because it's unique. You know, no two, especially the older systems, or even now, no two video game systems look alike. They're all different. And the guy that put this together has the same love for hardware. This is the guy that became famous by taking a bunch of really high quality pictures of consoles for use in Wikipedia articles. He got sick of there being just crap photos of consoles and stuff, and he realized he couldn't use any of the real ones because they were all copyright, and Wikipedia can't do that. So he's a hobbyist photographer now. I guess he's professional because he made this book. And he's taken pictures of all of these systems, and this is not just the NES, the Genesis, and the Xbox. This is the Epoch cassette vision right here. There's some really, really obscure consoles on that.
The VTech Creative Vision.
Yeah, and these were things.
What is that, Klingon that's written on there?
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing that's awesome about this book is not only are there pictures of the consoles, but there's also exploded diagrams of consoles and controllers. And so this thing is just so cool because I'm seeing a lot of this stuff for the very first time. And it's so cool to look at like individual motherboards. Like here's the CD-TV motherboard right there. And you can see all of the chips and everything.
Pretty handy.
Yeah. And it's not a really text-heavy book, but there is some, explanatory text that gives you a short history of the system. What I think is cool is that it includes the launch price. And that's something that I'm always interested in because I'm like, how much did that sell for when it first came out? So I was not given this book. I bought this book with my hard-earned dollars.
This is not a review copy.
This is not a review copy. If you want to buy this book and you're in the United States, the best place I could find was this place called Bull Moose, bullmoose.com. I went to Amazon first because that's what you do. Amazon were selling these for like $40.
Yeah.
And I was like, surely I can get this cheaper because the list price is only $24.95. So I just did a search, bullmoose.com. They're a bookstore. I guess they sell CDs and other stuff too. I got this for $15 bills.
They need to work on that name. Is that counting shipperoo?
Yeah, that's including shipping.
What
Free
a deal.
Shipping. Yeah.
I got to get me one of them. That's too good to pass up.
Yeah, so definitely, that might have been a lie. I might have paid $3 for shipping. Shipping was not outrageous. But anyway, under $20, this is a very high quality hardback book.
I'm out now.
What's really cool is that even the texture it's got like a layered texture where this part of the NES controller is kind of rough and these are all smooth.
And if you set this down beside an NES, you could use it to play the games.
Absolutely, you just tap right along. So I wanted to ask you, Aaron, do you have a favorite console hardware design of all time?
Well, you put me on the spot here. It's not like I take these things apart and just like drool over the guts.
No, it doesn't have to be internals. I'm just talking about like if you're going to set something on your shelf as a thing of beauty and a joy forever.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the Vectrix. I hate that's a bad answer, but it is. But I also happen to like the aesthetic of the Jaguar. I think it's nice and curvy. Mm-hmm. I think it looks real. I think it's a fine looking machine. I like the Dreamcast as well. I think it's a very cool. I like the round. It's rounded.
You don't like the boxy. You like the round.
I don't like the boxy. I guess I never really thought about it until right now. I think that because the older, like I can tell you the ones I don't like.
Okay.
The Atari 5200 is the first one that comes to mind. It's a monster.
It is massive.
A monster machine. I don't know what they were thinking. I hate the way it hooks up to the TV too with the power. That's no good. Another one that displeases me greatly is the way you hook up the Coleco Atom. With having to run it through the printer.
Yeah,
that's the reason I don't have the Atom out, because it's such a monumental hassle to do that. Another one that I think the design for it was, if you think about the Amiga, and I'll group these together, the Amiga, the Coco, and the TI-99 4A. They all have that sideways mounting of stuff, right? With the Coco, you've got the cartridge slot. And with the Amiga, you've got the side car, and then you on the TI, you've also mounted stuff to the side through the cartridge slot. But what ends up happening is you've got your computer that's like this wide. It just is no good.
Yeah.
And they knew these were going to get expanded, so I don't know why they went that route. I never liked that. So there's just some engineering like screw ups I don't like. But I think I really like. I like I said when it comes down, I like the nice curvature. I'll tell you another one. The 3DO I think is a beautiful machine. The way it's not. I like both versions, but I like the Panasonic one is nice with the rounded edges. It's boxy, but it looks like a something you'd put in a stereo console. So I kind of like that.
I think it was probably designed to be that way.
Sure,
you put it right above your CD player.
What do you like?
I like the older the better. I feel like that the kind of design that I'm into peaked in the late 70s. So I'm a huge fan of example like the original Atari 800 and 400 line. I think it looks modern and futuristic in that late 70s sci-fi sort of way. I love the original like computer space.
That is
machine.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful.
I really like the Intellivision, the first Intellivision.
Why?
It's gold.
It's gold, but it's all laid out stupidly.
Again, I'm not talking about this from a usability standpoint. I'm just thinking about it like if I was going to put something up on my wall as a piece of art, what would I?
What I'd like to have is one of these. TRS-80 Model 4s or whatever, the ones that had the keyboard plus the monitor on one big unit. Like the pets are like that too.
Oh yeah.
Those look futuristic.
Yeah.
You set those down and now you got something. And they double as a boat anchor. They weigh a ton.
That's right. I'd love to have one of those original pets. I read a funny thing one time. It said that the cooler a keyboard looks, the less functional it is, because that keyboard looks awesome, but apparently it's nearly unusable.
Yeah, I can understand
the key layout.
But I think those are they look really slick. They look. I mean, eventually that sort of style of computing got phased out due to the fact that they could. Had different types of monitors and color and whatnot. But those all-in-one units always look snazzy.
That's part of the appeal of the classic Macs to me is the fact that they're all-in-one units. It's a shame that after, I guess the last one I can think of was probably those PCXT, ATXT machines, the 286 or 386. They made some all-in-ones of those.
Well, there's the iMacs.
I guess they
those
still
look like butt. I don't like those.
Well, they just look like a monitor now.
They just look cheap. They like
you're talking about the original iMacs.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. They look. I don't like the way they look. They look like romper room time. And of course, the PC.
Well, it's funny because I thought you might like those because they are that rounded style.
I like that. I don't necessarily hate. Well, first of all, the one problem with those is, of course, in my mind, I think to myself, trying to work on those was just a nightmare.
Sure.
But I don't like that cheap plasticky look. And they literally, as Apple is wanting to do sometimes, they literally formed the basis of what computers look like for the next couple of years, where everyone tried to emulate that idiotic look.
Yeah.
And they had all these stupid plastics and these neon and crap strapped on the sides of these.
It is kind of funny
and stuff.
that Apple for a long time they were all about the different colors and wild things, and now everything they make is just jet black.
Yeah, that's if you look back when me and Brent at our various ARGs. That's huge. That kind of crap's huge in Japan, and so you've got all those Wonder Swans come to mind. Here's a game machine that was never that successful, but that didn't stop them from putting out like a rainbow of color.
Yeah,
and a Wonder Swan, a color Wonder Swan. If you look at all the different Nintendo's right in lockstep with that, all the different types of Game Boys and controllers.
It's because they sell, man. People think about the orange GameCube, like all that stuff. Like Sony didn't really ever do that. There was a limited edition Red PS2. I don't know if you ever saw it before. It wasn't. I think you had to win a contest or something. But they never really marketed like alternative colors. Nintendo pretty much has the handle on that as far as I know.
You had the original Xbox, there was like a Mountain Dew flavor, and there's
a
Halo flavor. And
there is
now they've got skins and stuff. I guess I'm too. What is it? Utilitarian? It's like, to me, this stuff just gets the job done.
Well, you say
but
that.
But then again, I do have the Amiga.
Right.
But listen, the Amigas went over that threshold into almost like a living work of art that sits there.
And that's the difference. You can look at something and you can say, well, this is functional. This is what it is. But to me, I like the combination. You know, if I can have something on my desk that I enjoy looking at and it performs a useful function, then it's worth a little bit extra to me. And that's why I was a big Mac fan for a long time, because I like the way that their desktop computers look. I like sitting it up on my desk and looking at it. But, you know, not everybody feels that way.
Did you ever get to that phase in the PC land where you put like neon lights in your case and a big super honking fan and all the knobs and crap on the front? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that was a thing.
That was a thing for a while, and it still is, because with the RGB lighting now, you can have a party in your computer case 24/7 now.
I don't begrudge anybody that, but I've never. It's so expensive, and at the end of the day, for me, like, I'm your classic old goof. Like, my PC didn't have a door. It's literally sitting there. The hard drives are just laying in it because I know I'm going to be in there tinkering around.
Right.
You know, like they always say, the mechanic is the guy whose car's always broke down. I don't want to work on my own crap. Basically.
Do they say that about mechanics?
They do. I've heard that many times. They're the ones, because they don't want to work on their own stuff. They're not getting paid. You know, and I'm the same way. I don't care how my stuff looks. I'm getting paid to make sure your crap looks good. I'm going to get your cables all lined up and stuff. But I'm not going to put a water cooling system in there or any of this other, you know, cockamamie stuff.
Well, I think a water cooling system is different than RGB lights.
Well, no, it depends. Some of these are glamour. I mean, have you ever seen some of these designs?
Oh, yeah.
They're hundreds of dollars and they look like stuff, you know?
Yeah. I mean, some people, that's just their thing. That's their hobby.
Same with cars.
Yeah.
Like, car gets me from point A to point B, but some people want to have mag wheels and I don't know what they get, spoilers. Stuff like that. Scoops. They got scoops on the front, cow catchers.
Sweet pegs. Oh, wait a minute, that's bikes.
You know, rumble seats in there. You gotta have those, don't you?